Hello Virgo, welcome to my channel. My name is Maria Guyan from Wild Fox Alchemy and I'm here to do your business and money reading for July 2021. I'm an intuitive business coach and what I'm here to do is to help you to manifest the business that you dream of with lots of success and passion and purpose, and help you banish any blocks to your success that are getting in your way. So let's see what July has in store for you and let's crack on. Now, if you're new to my channel, you may have seen me do a different setup to this earlier, but I've changed everything. So please do let me know if you prefer it to what I was doing before, because I did not like what I was doing before. I was very unhappy with it. So I've taken the music out and I've changed the way that the camera focuses on my table, and I've cleared my altar off because I was doing my readings on my altar, but it looked really cluttered and untidy and I didn't like it. I think it detracted from the cards. So my altar has moved. Anyway, before I get too far down this rabbit hole, let's get started. So this is a card from the Work Your Light deck by Rebecca Campbell. And the card is the Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes, Virgo. Wow, okay. Before we go any further, what I will do is I will read to you what Rebecca has to say about this, because she always puts everything so beautifully and way better than I could probably ever put it, honestly. Okay, you've been training for this for lifetimes, Virgo. Mystics and sages throughout the ages have predicted this period in history, and you decided to incarnate in the middle of it. There is no mistake that you are supposed to be here at this time of great change. If you ever feel unprepared or daunted by the path that is calling you, know this: you have been training for this for lifetimes. You are way more than the days that have breathed through you in this life. You're also all of the lifetimes that came before. All of these experiences have polished your soul into the most magnificent expression that is your authentic self. Your soul has many facets. Imagine a fingerprint. Your soul is 1,000,000 times more intricate than that. If you put together all of the fingerprints of all of the people you have been, you would not even get close to fathoming how much of a unique masterpiece you are. You came in with a clear soul plan. You came in with wisdom beyond your years. This is the part of you that longs to be seen. This is the part of you that is ready to step forward, that is ready to emerge. This is not the lifetime to stay hidden, but to step forth, be seen and rise. I want you to put your hand on your heart right now and just say after me: I call forth the soul gifts and soul training that I have received throughout all of my lifetimes. I am ready to embody them all now, without hesitation and without fear. I have been training for this for lifetimes. This is interesting because all my readings this month seem to have been focused on transformation and actually getting messages out there and being heard and seen. There's a lot of fear, I think, about being seen and heard, particularly in this age of the internet and the trolls and all the rest of it. But pretty much all of my readings are focused on this month. This need for people to actually stand up and be counted, and to be honest about what they believe in, and to be really authentic in their messages. So let's have a look what we've got here. This is the present for you, and we've got the shadow here: self-empowerment and ambition. This in other decks is actually the Devil card, which represents temptation, materialism. It can be about being controlling, it can be about addictions, it can be about desires. But in this particular deck it's about self-empowerment and ambition, and I feel that that's what you're aiming for at the moment. This is what your kind of deal is at the moment, that you are empowering yourself. Your obstacle is the 7 of acorns, and the acorns are the same as wands. It's about spirituality, it's about energy, enthusiasm, your passion, your inspiration, what you believe and not really what you think. Now the 7 is about determination and stamina. It can also be about envy. It can be about other people not really supporting what you do, and this for me fits with this Age of Light and stepping up and being open about what you believe in, because this is talking about, you know, the tall poppy syndrome, you being challenged for what you believe in and what you're talking about. And I think there's a lot of fear around this. You have a lot of ambition. You have a lot of inner power. But this is possibly what is blocking you here. That, you know, you're afraid of what other people may think of you. Your subconscious focus, which is very different from your conscious focus, I might add, is the world. This is the second major arcana so far that we've got here. The world stands for celebration. It stands for achieving goals, for coming full circle. It's, yeah, you feel like you've done a great job here, that you've come full circle perhaps. What needs healing is the King of Crystals. This is about rewards for your ambition. It can be about reliability, security, control. This is the king of business. Crystals are like the pentacles, which is all about material things and things that you can physically touch. This is about leadership as well. This is just, but it's in the space of what needs healing. So we'll need to clarify that shortly to find out why it's where it is. The recent past, in the last 3 to 6 months, we've got the Nine of Feathers, and this is about self-empowerment as well. This is about the dark before the dawn, and light being at the end of the tunnel and putting things into perspective. In the near future, we've got the King of Feathers, and again, this guy is very, very good for business. He's good at decisions. He's good at putting boundaries in place. He's very fair. There's a lot of logic and justice in there. If you've been dealing with any sort of legal issues, then that's going to all turn out all right. Your conscious focus is the Eight of Acorns. And we're back to the wands again, and the spirituality, the energy and the results. This is about moving forwards and letting go of past things. And that's what you've been trying to consciously focus on, actually moving forwards and letting go of things that you feel are holding you back. This card represents your external environment, and we have the Star here, another major arcana. This is about regeneration, peace, healing, optimism, rebirth. Sometimes it's about stripping things back so you can start again. This card represents your hopes and fears, and it's the Queen of Crystals. And she's, again, Pentacles. She's about calmness, grounding, prosperity, nurturing. She can represent a working mother that contributes to the family. And in this particular position of hopes and fears, it could be that you're worrying about whether your work is taking you away from your family. It's a bit about work-life balance, but it's particularly sort of maternal energy around that one. That, you know, there's this inner conflict of whether or not you're balancing things and whether anybody's losing out because of what you're doing. This is the outcome card. This is the Knight of Acorns. He is an adventurous fellow. He's a warrior. He's very action orientated. And he is all about charm, charisma. He's attractive. He's quite sexy. He makes you feel good. I think it could be you attracting clients into your business with your charm. This is a flirty, sexy kind of card. He is, if you like, I don't know, the Brad Pitt of the Knights. He's very action focused. He's very driven. He charms people and he gets on with stuff. So that's quite a good outcome there. So overall, we've got some pretty positive cards going on. Finally, we've got the Spirit Animal card, which is the Flamingo Spirit. And his message is embrace the in-between. So I think we'll come back to him in a minute. So we started off with this being the overall theme for your month, which is the Age of Light. You need to stop being afraid. You've been in training for whatever it is that you're doing for lifetimes. You've had past lives where you've been preparing yourself for this moment since forever. Since absolutely forever. By the way, I do past life regressions if you're interested. Find out where those lives started. This is you in the present. We've got the shadow, self-empowerment and ambition. There's a lot of ambition here and self-empowerment, because we've also got this self-empowerment in the Nine of Feathers as well. We've got yeah, it's a very sort of energetic reading, this one. I feel like you're a ball of energy trying to get all this stuff done, but then we have a little block somewhere. So what was crossing you is the Seven of Acorns. This can be about being worried, being challenged by people for what you're doing. So I feel like maybe what you're doing is a little bit unusual, that perhaps what you're doing appeals a little bit more to the darker side of human nature. And I don't mean that in a negative way. It's just, I just feel like it's something that appeals to the darker side of us. Now, that could be something as simple as making chocolate. Because, oh my god, that is the darker side of my nature. I can put chocolate away like there's no tomorrow. So it could be something that is about indulgence. I feel like your business could be about something that's to do with indulgence, and indulging part of you that is, people sometimes look badly on it, if that makes sense. That probably makes more sense to you than it does to me right now. And so you're being crossed by this Seven of Acorns, where you have all this determination and stamina to move forward, but at the same time you feel like you're having to fight for everything, and you feel like you're being challenged by other people, and you're not entirely sure how to deal with that. The root of the problem, or the subconscious mind, is focusing on the world, which is about celebration and achieving goals and fulfillment and coming full circle. Now I'm going to clarify this card, because in your subconscious mind you're seeing yourself celebrating and being really successful, and that's great. You know, I think it could be that you're visualizing this success all the time. I've got 3 cards that popped out straight away in clarification of this, and they just came out as they came out. So we've got the Ace of Cups came out. This is about new ways of being creative, and I feel like you are being told that this new way of being creative will lead to this massive success. You know this in your bones almost, that this is the way that it's going to be, that you are going to meet this success. You are looking at this 3 of Wands is all about how do you make your plans happen. It's about self-confidence. I feel like inside, Virgo, you are just really confident about what's going on. Actually, you're confident in your product. What's holding you back is other people not being so confident in your product. And then we've got the Moon card, another major arcana here. We're getting quite a lot of major arcanas. This is about what's going on under the surface, these fears, your subconscious mind, your imagination and your perception. It's shining a light on what your fears are. So actually, this all makes perfect sense to me, because you are determined, you are going to push forward, you know in your heart that what you're doing is the right thing, but this is saying that you have this underlying fear of being seen, of being criticised or trolled, or, you know, somebody that matters to you not liking what it is you're doing. And that leads me back to the Devil card there, of it being perhaps something that appeals to the darker side. It could be a sex thing. So, you know, maybe you've got an OnlyFans. Maybe, you know, it's a sex shop. Something like that. Something that not everybody understands or gets behind, but you firmly believe in it, and you really want this to happen. You're very confident in it. But at the same time, you're kind of afraid to scream from the rooftops about it, because you're worried underneath. You have this subconscious fear that people are going to be critical and they're not going to like it. Well, Sodom is my answer to that. Don't worry about it. Do what is right for you, because if you feel so strongly and you feel so confident about what is going on, then why should you let other people's opinions let you down? There'll be plenty of other people that will be extremely happy about whatever it is you're doing. I'm just getting thank you, Spirit. I just got images of chocolate body paint there, and somebody licking it off somebody's arm. Thank you for that, Spirit. Good grief. I never know what's going to happen in these readings, honestly. So then we come back to what needs healing, and we've got this King of Crystals here, this courage and commitment. And this is where I'm a little bit confused, because this is about reward and ambition. It's about reliability. It's about being in control. This is the king of business. This is about courage and leadership. So why the hell would you need to heal that? This is, you know, a long distant past thing. I don't really understand why you would need to heal that sort of thing, because for me that feels really positive. And if that's what's been going on in your distant past, maybe that doesn't need healing at all. Maybe this is just a person, or you, that is actually very successful. I'm just going to clarify it with the herb crafters and see what comes up, because I feel like there's more to why that's there as a blockage. How strange. We have the Death card, about change and endings and letting go and transformation, and change being inevitable. So is that what's happened? Is it that you had something amazing around you, you were very successful in business, and then for whatever reason something changed and it was all over and finished? And maybe that's what's happened to you in the past. Maybe you felt like you were put out of business by some people. I've got the Ace of Water because I felt like I needed to clarify that again. This is about a new way of being creative, new feelings, new things coming in. And I'm going to go once more. The Nine of Fire. And this is about power, being close to the finishing line, never really giving up. But it can also refer to feeling sorry for yourself. I've been a bit paranoid of being challenged before. So this is all making perfect sense now, that in your past, and I don't feel like this is necessarily your childhood, it could be your childhood, you know, apply it as it resonates. You were successful. You were a very good business leader. You were everything that, you know, you wanted to be. And then some massive change happened. We had the Death card that said that something happened that changed everything. And then we came to this Ace of Water, where you had to find a new way of being creative. We got the Nine of Fire, which meant that you kind of felt sorry for yourself a little bit. You were challenged. You became very paranoid and very wary about what was going on as a result of what had happened to you, and that's starting to make sense to me now. This underlying fear you have of being out and proud about what you're doing. You know, I'm getting the distinct feeling that even though consciously I feel like you're trying to move forward and you're trying to let go of all this, subconsciously it's a little more difficult. So your recent past in the last 3 months, we've got the Nine of Feathers, and that's all about self-empowerment again. I feel like you've seen the dark before the dawn, you've seen the light at the end of the tunnel, and you now have a different perspective on what is happening. But this underlying fear in your subconscious is still kind of there. You just can't quite get rid of it. Your conscious focus is the Eight of Acorns, and that's on moving forwards and letting it go. You are aware of these fears. You know they're there. And subconsciously you're saying to yourself, I need to let these go. It's not serving me anymore. I need to just be who I need to be. But there's still an element of this subconscious fear that's holding you back. Your near future with the King of Feathers is again about making the right decisions. It's about being fair. It's about your rational mind. And I feel like your rational mind actually needs to take over from your subconscious mind a little bit, because your rational mind is bang on. You have everything you need. What happened to you before here, I get the feeling, wasn't fair. But you know that it's, you know, fairness doesn't really come into it. Your logical mind says that these fears are unfounded and that, you know, whatever happened here is probably never going to happen again, so stop worrying too much about it. But what I will do is I will clarify that card and see if I can get any further messages from it. Now, I'm running out of decks. Right, I'm going to go with the Wildwood Tarot to try and clarify this King of Feathers and work out what it is that's going to come up in this near future. Things are definitely going to improve. You know, I feel like this quest for self-empowerment, because we move from the 9 to the King there. So I feel like this quest for self-empowerment and everything is actually going to move forwards. It's a good move there. So can I just have a card to clarify that King of Feathers? I've got two cards. I've got the King of Bows and the Knight of Bows. Right, that's quite interesting. The bows are the same as the wands, and we've got the King of Bows there, and he, again, it's this leadership. It's this leadership that's going on. Yeah, we've got the King of Crystals, we've got the King of Feathers, we've got another king here. We've got a lot of king energy going on. But what they represent on this card, the King of Bows, if you look there, it's snakes. And they are fighting for dominance. They are fighting it out. They're in a giant knot. They need to sort out who's going to be the leader, who's going to be the victor there. And that's what I feel. You know, this is about you being a leader. The Knight of Bows, we have this same knight here as this outcome. He's here to tell you that you can do this, that your charm and charisma will attract people. The fox is a wily animal. He survives, he's resilient. And that's what I feel is happening here. You're gonna survive this, and you're gonna come out of this a better leader than you ever were way back here when you know, had whatever happened that made you lose it. Your external environment is the Star, and this is about regeneration and healing and recovery, renewal, having hope. And I feel like this is what is going on around you now. I think you can talk about this to somebody, this, you know, these feelings, these worries that you've got of everything going wrong again, because I don't feel like it is going to go wrong again. I feel like you can heal this fear without a doubt, which then leads us to the hopes and fears, which was the Queen of Crystals. And again, this is about being grounded. It's about finding comfort. It's about prosperity, but it's also about fearing whether you're putting too much into your business and not balancing out everything else. In this particular reading, I don't actually feel like it's to do with your work-life balance or motherhood or anything like that. I do feel like you're afraid of prosperity because you feel it could be taken away from you. You did really well before and it was taken away from you, and I feel like that could be, for many of you, what this fear is. You are hoping, some of you are hoping for the prosperity and feelings of comfort, but some of you are also afraid of the prosperity, afraid of success and what it might mean and what it means if you actually lose it. But your outcome is that Knight of Acorns again. You making people feel good, you attracting clients, you getting everything that it is that you want. So I'm going to go, once again, I'm just going to pull another card on this last Knight of Acorns and see what we get. See if there's any message around that particular card. It is a good reading, really, Virgo. I feel like there's a lot to be said. The Nine of Stones, tradition. Stones are pentacles. And the 9, yeah, here we go. It represents security, luxury, abundance, self-sufficiency, independence, and the comfort that you are hoping for here. What a great reading. Everything will fit in place and come to you if you can just let go of this fear. You have to let go of this fear. So finally, we've got this spirit animal message from the flamingo, and embrace the in-between. And this is about balance, actually. Balance comes easily to flamingo spirit, who sees what was and what will be and stands strong in the face of uncertainty. You can be informed by what came before and plan for a future yet to be, but do not resist Flamingo Spirit's call to be fully present in the now, where the real magic happens. With one foot in the life you are moving away from and one in the future, as you become the one who leads the life of your highest intentions. You must make peace with the fact that you are not fully in either place. Embrace the in-between. The presence of Flamingo Spirit is also a sign that your creativity is arising within you, and opportunities are beginning to present themselves. Remain here in a balanced state of mind, for there is much to know and learn before going forward with new plans. Trust this moment and yourself as you take in what you see and become aware of all that you are experiencing in this in-between time. If you're feeling nervous and wobbly, stop worrying about the past and the future. Instead, be present in the moment and balance, for now is the space in which creativity arises. Creativity is your birthright, but if you're moving too quickly in an attempt to avoid the discomfort of transition, you can blind yourself to the miraculous possibilities that are before you now and those just coming into being. The past has its lessons and planning has its merits, but right now you may be imbalanced because you're becoming too nostalgic for what was, or too anxious about what the future might hold. There is time to plan carefully. For now, be still and know that Spirit is here, co-creating with you in this moment. The next step will appear when it needs to appear. Relax into a state of equanimity and balance, so any anxiety can transmute into trust and faith that all will be as it will for the highest good. Spirit is drawing me to the nostalgia for what once was. Don't be too tempted to be nostalgic for how the things were before. It's okay to move forward into something different. It's okay to do whatever it is you're doing if it's morphed into something else. And don't be afraid of anybody telling you that what you're doing is wrong, because it's not wrong. You're here to be of service to people that need you, and the people that don't want what you want, what you're doing, don't matter. They really don't matter. What matters is getting to the people who do need what you are offering. And there is somebody out there that really does need what you're offering, so don't let these people that are naysayers and that are challenging you actually get away with that. I just got a brief message from Spirit saying make sure that you're in it for the right reasons, that you're doing what you're doing for the right reasons and not just to piss people off. There could be the odd one of you that are pursuing a path because you think it might upset a family member or, a demographic of society, and you're doing it to kind of stick one to them rather than, for your own benefit. That's not going to resonate with everybody. But that was just the quick message that I got. So I'm going to leave it there, Virgo. This was a really interesting reading, and I hope you enjoyed listening to it as much as I enjoyed making it, because it was fascinating. So I'm going to sign out now with love and magic always. I will see you next month. This is Maria Guy saying bye-bye for now.